This serves as an opportunity to reflect on what we've achieved together as a city, as a council, and as a community, and to look ahead for the year. So I want to start this State of the City address with gratitude, because none of this work happens without people who care deeply about our community. And to my city council colleagues, I just want to say thank you for your partnership, your integrity, your willingness to wrestle with complex issues, always with Highland Park's best interests at heart. Your dedication and your collaboration make our city stronger. To our incredible city staff, you are truly the backbone of this organization. I'm talking to you guys in the back row as well. Your professionalism, your integrity, and your commitment to serve are absolutely extraordinary. You respond in moments of crisis. You manage the daily operations that keep our city running, and you do so with compassion and with excellence. Our residents may not see everything that you do, but they definitely feel the results every single day. And I want to thank our sister governments, our faith communities, and our nonprofit partners. Highland Park has always understood that collaboration is not optional, it's essential. And the strength of our city is magnified when we work together. Most of all, I want to thank our residents. Your engagement, your advocacy, your willingness to show up, and your deep love for this community are what guide our work. And at a time when trust in institutions can be fragile, Highland Park continues to demonstrate what it looks like when a local government listens, responds, and earns that trust. Tonight, I'm proud to say the state of the city of Highland Park is strong, resilient, and moving forward with purpose. We're living in a time of uncertainty. Across the country, people are watching federal chaos unfold, seeing significant changes in policy, and feeling the effects of division and instability. When those things happen, people look closer to home. They look to the government that they can reach. I see you all who are here. We have read all of your emails, and I appreciate you coming out this evening. This is what democracy looks like. We look, hopefully, to leaders that you know. We look towards having stability and transparency and compassion. That's the responsibility of local government, and it's a responsibility that we take seriously. Highland Park has long been a community that leads with values. We've spoken clearly about who we are and what we stand for: inclusion, dignity, safety, and respect for all. When people feel afraid or targeted or uncertain, it's our role to say loudly and clearly that Highland Park is a place of belonging. We are a welcoming city. We are a community that stands against hate and anti-Semitism and racism and discrimination in all of its forms. And we do not stay silent when those values are threatened. We lead not just through words, but through action. Over the last several years, the city's mission serves as the foundation of our work. That mission is to provide high-quality municipal services in an efficient and fiscally responsible manner through effective, transparent, and collaborative governance. These are not just words. These are promises defined and committed to by myself, my city council colleagues, and our city staff. We remain focused on our core priorities that reflect the voices and the values of our residents, which are fiscal responsibility, public safety, infrastructure investment, economic development, environmental sustainability, and vibrancy. These priorities reflect both our values and our obligation to plan thoughtfully for the future. Our mission and priorities give me great confidence in the year ahead. They underpin every item, every line item in our budget and every project in our work plan. They serve as our North Star at difficult times. Let's begin with fiscal responsibility. Fiscal responsibility has been a defining value of the city for a long time. It's not new and it's not accidental. It's the result of steady leadership, thoughtful planning, and a commitment to making decisions that serve both today's residents as well as future generations. Through economic downturns, rising costs, and moments of externally generated instability, Highland Park has remained financially healthy and strong. We adopt balanced operating budgets every single year. We meet our obligations. We plan responsibly for pensions and long-term liabilities, and we continue to invest in the infrastructure and services that make our city work. We're proud to maintain our AAA bond rating, which reflects strong financial management and disciplined stewardship. It's a signal to residents, businesses, and investors that Highland Park is stable, well-governed, and financially sound. Consistency matters. It provides stability. It allows us to respond to challenges without panic. It gives residents confidence that their city is well managed and that their tax dollars are being handled with care. Fiscal responsibility is not about doing less. It's about doing what matters most and doing it efficiently, sustainably, and effectively. It's what allows us to invest in public safety, maintain our buildings, roads, and other infrastructure, support economic development, and continue delivering high-quality services even in uncertain times. In a world that often feels unpredictable, stability is powerful. Knowing that your city is financially sound, responsibly governed, and thoughtfully led provides reassurance. It allows families to plan, businesses to invest, and neighbors to feel confident in the future of their community. Public safety remains at the core of everything we do. Our police officers, firefighters, and emergency personnel serve with courage and professionalism. They show up every day prepared to protect and care for our residents, often in situations that are unpredictable and emotionally demanding. Our budgets reflect our commitment to maintaining strong staffing, training, and equipment because safety is not something we compromise. Last summer, we all celebrated the life-saving impact of these investments when we welcomed a gentleman whose life was saved after a heart attack by the Highland Park Police and Fire Emergency Responders. The first officer on the scene, Officer Ginger Stokes, was able to render immediate first aid thanks to quick thinking, enhanced training, and the accessibility of life-saving equipment in her AED-equipped squad car. Public safety is also about who we are as a community. When anti-Semitic incidents and acts of hate have occurred, we've responded with clarity and with unity. We've said without hesitation, hate has no home in Highland Park. We've stood with our Jewish community, with communities of color, with immigrants, and with all those who may feel vulnerable. We've reaffirmed that safety includes both physical protection and assurance that every person belongs here. That message matters, especially now. Throughout the year, we host faith leaders at City Hall for candid conversations about the challenges faced by their congregations. And this past year, which was marked by a national increase in anti-Semitic acts of hate, it was moving to see our faith communities come together to support one another, to learn with open hearts and open minds, and to stand in solidarity with our most vulnerable. At a time when fear and division are amplified nationally, our residents deserve to know that their city will stand up for them, protect them, and lead with compassion and with courage. Because standing up for our community is not only about what we say in moments of crisis, but also about what we build and maintain literally. Infrastructure is the foundation of daily life. It's our roads, our sidewalks, our water, our sewer systems, our stormwater management, and the buildings that house the services our residents rely on. When I became mayor, it was clear that years of underinvestment had created growing needs. We made a conscious choice to change that. We are committed to long-term planning through a 10-year capital improvement plan and to addressing problems before they become crises. Last year, we invested more than $36 million in infrastructure. That includes street resurfacing across neighborhoods, water main replacements that protect public health, stormwater projects that improve public health and safety as well as quality of life, and facility upgrades that ensure our city can meet future demands. Just a few months ago, we celebrated the grand reopening of the Highland Park Senior Center and the Moraine event space at the former Highland Park Country Club at 1201 Park Avenue West. A place that holds decades of memories for so many of us in our community has been thoughtfully transformed into a beautiful modern facility and now serves two important purposes: providing world-class programming and support for our residents aged 50 and better, and offering a versatile, elegant public space for private events. It's a facility designed not only for today, but to grow with our community and serve Highland Park for generations to come. We're also planning for major investments like the renovation of the Public Service Center and Fire Station number 34. That's the one on Half Day Road. Those are not just buildings. They're the operational heart of our emergency response, public works, and community development operations. If we expect excellence from our first responders and our staff, we must provide facilities that allow them to serve our community safely and effectively. When we look at the new Ravinia Fire Station with its expanded bay to accommodate the larger rigs that are now standard and the enhanced living quarters for on-shift first responders, It's hard to remember just how difficult the smaller, older facility made their everyday work. Even harder to remember the year that they spent operating, frankly, out of a trailer. Those sacrifices made construction of the current building, which we know will serve us for years to come, a reality. In some years, infrastructure projects entail resurfaced streets, reconstructed bridges, or critical but unseen sewer improvements. To be sure, many such programs are on our 2026 capital improvement program. However, 2026 will also see us consider a project completely outside of our experience, the design and construction of the permanent place of remembrance. This will be a significant step forward in our community's resiliency journey, yet we know that thinking about what these two spaces for reflection, remembrance, and solace will look like will not be easy. We made a promise to the families and everyone impacted by the shooting nearly 4 years ago that we would not forget what they endured. And this year, we will travel back along this road together as one Highland Park to ensure that future generations of Highland Parkers continue to remember. This is what responsible leadership looks like, not postponing hard decisions, but making thoughtful investments that protect the long-term health of our city. Economic development is another cornerstone of our work. Highland Park thrives when our small businesses thrive. Over the past several years, we've expanded programs that directly support local entrepreneurs, including grant programs that have helped restaurants and food establishments reinvest in their spaces, improve accessibility, and strengthen their operations. We've continued to support our business districts and work to keep our downtown and neighborhood commercial areas vibrant and active. 2025 was no doubt an exciting year for our business community. We welcomed 43 new businesses, including 8 new restaurants, and used our portfolio of incentives and grant programs to support existing businesses too. After all, Highland Park businesses are at the heart of what makes our community so unique. Whether a delicious smoothie to power your mornings at Bright Bowls, which received a city grant to help its relocation, or a leisurely déjeuner at that little French guy, which received a city grant to assist in its expansion. These are just 2 of the local businesses operated by business owners who are beloved community members themselves that receive financial support from the city this year, because investing in the growth of our businesses is investing back in our community. We've also focused on building community through events that bring together residents and visitors of all ages and interests, strengthening connections and showcasing everything that makes Highland Park special. This past year, analytics software reported 4.9 million visits to downtown Highland Park alone, with an additional 500,000 plus to the Ravinia district. We can look back and we can celebrate those expanded businesses and increased foot traffic with pride, because this work is about more than economics. It's about people, it's about community. Our businesses create gathering spaces. They provide jobs. They contribute to the character and energy of our city. Supporting them means supporting the social fabric of Highland Park. Economic development is placemaking at its core. Every time you pause and you say, that's why I love living here. When you enjoy a summer picnic at Jensen Park at Food Trucks Thursdays, or you find yourself dancing with a neighbor at the Taste of Highland Park, or you count down with the kids and with me for the holiday lights being lit at Port Clinton Square, that's placemaking at work. That work begins here at City Hall, but it ripples out into the community. And we remain committed to the thoughtful and responsible development. Growth must reflect our values, respect our neighborhoods, and enhance quality of life. Economic development is not about growth at any cost. It's about growth with intention. Sustainability is an essential part of our future and woven into all of our decisions. We're proud that in 2025, Highland Park achieved the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus EV Readiness Bronze designation. We've incorporated electric vehicle readiness into our building codes, expanded charging options, and created a community where residents have meaningful access to cleaner transportation. Highland Park has the highest number of electric vehicles per capita in the state of Illinois. That's not just a statistic. It reflects our commitment to innovation, environmental responsibility, and the health of future generations. Sustainability is all about leaving this city stronger, healthier, and more resilient for our children and our grandchildren. And finally, vibrancy. Vibrancy is what ties, bless you, ties everything together. It's the energy of our downtown, the strength of our neighborhoods, the creativity of our businesses, and that sense of belonging that our residents feel. It's built through strong fiscal stewardship, safe neighborhoods, smart infrastructure, thriving local businesses, and a shared commitment with our sister governments to caring for one another. Bless you again. When you look at all of this together, at what we've achieved and what's on the horizon, what you see is a city that has stayed true to its values while continuing to evolve, a city that invests in its future, a city that protects its people, a city that speaks clearly about who it is and what it stands for. In moments of national uncertainty, Highland Park has been steady. When people are looking for leadership, we've shown up. When people are looking for compassion, we've led with heart. When people are looking for accountability, we've governed with transparency and responsibility. And that brings me back to gratitude. Again, thank you to my council colleagues, past and present, for your leadership. Thank you to our staff, past and present, for your dedication. Thank you to our partners for collaboration. And thank you to our residents for your trust, your engagement, and your belief in this community. The state of the city of Highland Park is strong because our community is strong. And together we will continue building a Highland Park that is safe, inclusive, vibrant, stable, and worthy of the trust placed in us every single day. Thank you so much for your time and for listening. That's my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.